And that's when we caught some very weird stuff. Probably some of the creepiest things or creepiest evidence I think we've ever captured.
Matt, you probably got some feelings on it too.
I didn't sleep that night.
Are there actual attachments, or do spirits follow objects around and try to like get them? If you read Ed and Lorraine Warren's descriptions of some of these things, it's very fitting for a movie. And this has been verified. The hair is actually growing on this doll, and no one knows why.
We're back. Podcast.
Yeah.
Austin, what are we doing today?
We are hosting the first... Yeah, get yourself comfortable. So,
where were we?
Like Zach said, welcome back to the Witching Hour podcast. This is not the inaugural episode of the new run, but it is the first one going with this new content style. The ones before had always been kind of looking back at places we've already been. This is kind of us just discussing the paranormal. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to present to you today something that we may have a little bit of experience with, and just give you some stories and see how you feel about them. So we went...
Before we start, what's your name?
Oh, yeah. My name is Jared.
My name is Zach. What's your name?
I think my name is Austin.
All right, great. Continue.
All right.
My name is Matt. Oh, yeah, Matt's here too.
I forget about him.
Look, he's the basement dweller. We keep him in the editing den. We keep him in the editing den. He's not allowed to come out unless we say...
I think I'm going to censor you anytime you're on camera. Blur you out and just change your voice.
We just need a camera just pointing at Matt while he's working the camera.
That's true. Production shot. All right. Sorry,
go on.
Derailed once again. Continue.
But today, I wanted to talk about something that we have a little bit of experience with. We went to a place called the Chesnut House and experienced some very odd occurrences with a doll there. Mm-hmm. So today, I have brought 3 stories of cursed objects through history and wanted to kind of present them to you. But let's begin just discussing our experience at Chesnut House. Just kind of go on a little bit recap so that the viewers are aware.
So can I start?
Yeah.
I was not there.
That's a very good point. I'm starting to realize we might have fucked up here a little bit. So anyways, we were at Chesnut House last...
August.
Was it? I thought it was July. Yeah, it was July. Because it was so hot. It was swelteringly hot. I think that was worse than our first Mammoth Cave visit. Because that was like a hot box when we were in there. But I think Chesnut was far worse because we had to turn off all the fans. They did have working fans there, but to stop the noise pollution, we had to turn them off.
And it didn't help that it had a second story and an attic.
Yeah.
So whenever you went upstairs, it was just like, because heat rises, it was so much more unbearable.
Yeah, and it didn't cool off during the night. Mm-hmm. It stayed hot the entire time.
Which if you know anything about Kentucky and Tennessee, which is where we kind of do all of our investigating, it is hot, sticky, and humid. So you're not losing any of that heat through the night. Yeah,
it was really bad. Like you could feel like the heat on your skin. It was like burning. Mm-hmm. It felt like you had a sunburn. But aside from that, as far as paranormal stuff went, it was pretty early on. We had some interesting stuff, but like nothing too crazy. And then like I would say about halfway through, we were just setting up for another segment. We've told the story many times in the video if you have or have not seen it. We were just setting up for another segment. We go downstairs to get some equipment, and we notice a cabinet door is open. Earlier on, when we first got there, the owner had showed us that particular cabinet because there was a haunted doll, alleged haunted doll inside that cabinet. We had seen it in a previous video when we were researching the location, but we weren't going to mess with it. We don't really care about that stuff. I'd never really had any interest in haunted objects of any kind. Like,
we had no intentions on doing anything.
No. Like, there was no interest in it. And like, that's no offense to anybody there, but it's just like, I feel like a lot of us start coming from a place of, do we believe, do we not? Like, we're kind of in the middle most of the time.
I was going to say, just say the truth. You did not believe in it.
No, I think I said that pretty eloquently.
You just did not believe in it.
Yeah, no, I think I said that. But yeah, no, for sure. I didn't really believe in it. I said that in the video. I stand firm in that now. Maybe I do believe a little more after what happened. But in the moment, no one really seem to have any interest or belief in that sort of thing. So whenever we go downstairs and see the cabinet open, it's kind of weird. No one opened any of the cabinets at any point. We had no reason to rifle through the cabinets, especially because we were all upstairs, so who could have done it?
Don't tell them, guys. I snuck back from New York.
He's
I actually opened up the
he's been
cabinet while they
following
weren't
us the
looking.
whole time. He's the creature. So we see it's open, and immediately I'm like, that's the one. That's the only cabinet that we know of that has something in it, and it's the doll cabinet. And we all, from there, it's just chaos.
It was one of the best freak out moments we've had.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we went nuts because we were freaking out, and then we go to investigate further. That kind of changes the entire course of that investigation, and it was really when we put the recorder in there that things kind of went nuts.
Yeah, like we took it out, and I feel like a lot of people will probably be either disturbed or offended by the fact that we handled it pretty carelessly.
Well, that wasn't. I mean, we all didn't handle it carelessly.
Yeah, that's true. But regardless, we did kind of take it out and play with it a little bit. Not play, but like put it in different scenarios to see what would happen. We got nothing. No REM pod.
We did get a REM pod.
Once.
Yeah.
I think
It
it was
for
on.
a split second.
I think it was off camera too. So
Yes.
I don't know if that's in the video. I can't remember.
It's not.
Okay, so it was like, that's it. And if it's just one time and so brief, it's like,
Yeah, it could be anything.
what is that? Like, it
Well,
could
not
be
anything, but like
yeah, it could have been nothing. You know, it could have been nothing. So after we take it out, nothing happens. We finally are just like, whatever, we'll put it up, but in case something happens again, we're going to put a camera on it, in that cabinet where we originally was. We put everything back exactly how it was. Didn't alter or change anything. Put it back in. Put a camera on it in case it opened again, and then decided to put one of your voice recorders in there. And that's when we caught some very weird stuff that is like, honestly, really creepy. Probably some of the creepiest things or creepiest evidence I think we've ever captured.
Yeah. Listening back to that as a group, because I think it was Matt and I doing the audio review for that, the original time, we immediately were like, code red, we need everybody to listen to this. And that was hair raising, like listening back, chills. Matt, you probably got some feelings on it too.
I didn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
It was that freaky.
Okay, well, we're talking about how we felt. What noises did we get?
It was scraping noises, but it was so distinctly cardboard sounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we lined up footage.
Yep.
I think, Zach, you were the one who realized, you were like, I've heard that noise before.
Yeah, it was so inside the cabinet there is a little conveyor where you can pull out a drawer. I'm assuming for like if you have like pots and pans in there and you're cooking, pull it out.
Yeah.
That's where the box was sitting on top of. It was on the shelf. And you can pull it out, and it made a very distinct noise. It just sounded like a rolling noise because it's on a conveyor. It sounded to me, in my opinion, that at one point the conveyor moved, but then like maybe hit the door or something like that. It couldn't. So it was just a very slight, like very
It's a
quick.
rattle.
Yeah, very quick, as if it was trying to open it up again.
There was some very hard cardboard impact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Like it was
sounds.
hitting the cardboard.
Yeah, it sounded like
Something
something was pushing out because I think there was tape on the top.
Yeah.
So it sounded like it was punching up, and then the tape that was like maybe like slightly stuck to the other piece of cardboard was like ripping off slightly.
Fluttering too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it had like a flutter sound.
I don't know if I ever expressed this. I had a theory about what like a rational explanation, but thinking back, there's no evidence of this, and I think it can honestly be somewhat disproven. So just rational thought I had, could have been a rodent. Could have been a rodent trying to get inside the box, trying to chew on the box, but there was no. The box was in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it was
There wasn't-
excellent condition.
Like you would think that if it was getting chewed on, there would be little bits of cardboard everywhere. There would of course be like rat shit everywhere. There was no signs of damage, no rat shit.
We should have investigated the cabinet itself more.
Yeah,
Like,
I do
what's-
think
you know,
we
what's
should have looked in
inside.
there. I definitely
There
agree.
could have been a hole in,
Yeah.
like, an animal crawling
Yeah.
back and forth.
But again, when we took it out, you can see on camera, I don't think you see any damage on it.
yeah.
Not that I think of.
It's been so long, I honestly, like, visually I can't remember, but I do know,
Yeah.
just based off footage, I didn't see any
And
Weird.
like, if it was like a moth or something, you would expect that the doll inside would have had cloth damage because like that moth, a moth would eat
Yeah.
clothing.
Right.
The doll was in great condition too.
Yeah.
So I mean, the only bugs I can think of that can make that loud of an impact would be like a beetle or something, and we didn't see anything
No,
like
there was
that
no
in there.
bugs. Surprisingly, like despite how hot it was and like how conducive it would be for like definitely being a bug, I don't remember bugs at all. Like I don't even remember like flies or anything all night. It was like
Just hot.
just hot. Yeah.
Just hot.
Maybe it was too hot for the bugs. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I will say in that video, I look like I'm sweating like a dog. I am wearing a cooling towel. I was
Yeah.
soaked in that video.
Yeah. It looked like you were sweating a lot, but it was mostly just that.
But I was the most comfortable out of all y'all, so I sacrificed my comfort or sacrificed my appearance for comfort.
It's true.
Wish I had that strength.
But so starting off, we just covered that. I'll start with you, Jared, because you have the least interaction with this doll, but dolls are your particular fear.
Yep.
True.
Starting out, how do you feel about cursed objects or possessed objects in general? Do you think that they are a viable thing? Do you think that maybe it's just something like playing tricks? Like, what's your opinion on them?
I think they're definitely items with like attachments to it because I mean, there's so many certain things like through history, like the Raggedy Ann doll and stuff like that. Like, you just have certain items that just get so much attention to it, and I think that's also probably what helps. Is like when something gets that much attention, it almost feeds it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it maybe bigger than it actually is. But I don't. I think they definitely exist. Like the haunted items. When you guys told me about the haunted doll, I just was like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I missed that one because I really didn't want to mess with it, honestly. I mean, that's my feelings. I think they do exist, and I think the like energy that people kind of give it and the acknowledgement, I think just makes it bigger or smaller depending on that.
All right. Well, yeah. What about you, Zach?
Pass.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Like that particular isolated incident, it's like, okay, well, how do I explain this? But I'm still kind of, I haven't gone over the fence yet. I'm still kind of like sitting on the middle, like, I don't know. Because like we've had many other places we've been to with multiple objects that have ties to them. And it's like nothing's happened with those, which, I mean, you can't expect it to happen every time. You know, it's not always going to happen, but I don't know. With no visual evidence, it's hard for me to like really put my foot down and say, yes, I believe. But it's possible. It's possible. Like when we started ghost hunting, I was pretty on the fence about ghosts, and now I'm pretty, something's going on. Something's going on. So it's like, you know, I think the same thing with that. I definitely need to see more.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and before I state my opinion, I want to jump over to Matt and ask our editing servant what his opinion is.
Something's definitely changed. You know, before I didn't really believe in it, but why would that one cabinet door just be open?
Right.
You know, it's like it could have been any cabinet door open. Still would have been scary, but that one with the doll changed everything. But the EVP audio, just the hits, the scratches, everything we got, like kind of just sold it for me. Like, okay, something's definitely attached to this doll. And like, you know, after that investigation, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but like every place we've gone to, I'm always asking, like, do you guys have an item that has been supposedly, you know, possessed, haunted? And I don't know, it's definitely opened up a new field for me, like a new area of the paranormal. And so, yeah, no, I definitely think haunted items are legit. And so it's definitely, like, I just enjoy learning and experiencing new items that we've come across. But yeah, I'm excited to see, you know, what we run into in the future.
I think it's one of those things where it's almost like the 3 o'clock witching hour for us. Like, that's something we keep testing, which surprisingly we actually have gotten a decent amount of evidence around 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, we've had some things kind of flare up.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of one of those things. It feels like we kind of just keep testing to see. It's like, is there really a difference at 3 o'clock? I mean, we've gotten pretty consistent evidence that there may be. Like, it's like it leads towards, yeah, something might happen at 3 a little bit differently. We don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the same thing with, like, haunted objects and everything. You know, we have to kind of see a few more of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't want to say mess around with them, but experience them around the area.
Yeah, I mean, if you want answers just like a question, you have to explore that question more.
Yeah,
You can't just be like,
exactly.
you can't take that one experience and be like, yes, for sure. I mean, you can say maybe. Like, there's more evidence leaning on the side of that now on our end that maybe that's real than not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If we want to get to the bottom of it, we really have to explore that more, which is why you want to ask more people about that kind of thing. And like, whenever we go to places, we try to explore that.
Yeah.
Which I don't think a lot of the places we have been really have like very big standout things. Like some of them might mention that they have people have had little interactions with some items, but we've never had anything like that doll.
And that's
I
kind of
don't
how the
think.
Chesnut House described that doll. Like they haven't had any sort of like maybe some weird interactions with it, but like nothing like stand out like what we
had,
experienced.
yeah.
You know, so that was kind of like interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like we're the only one that had that kind of interaction with it. So
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But Austin, what's your feelings on it?
So my feeling boils down to a simple question. Is there a spirit that wants to interact with the item, or is there a spirit physically attached to the item? Because we've had, I think, 3 now. They're not major, but 3 items with described attachments or perceived attachments. The first of which goes all the way back to Simpson County, the Old Stone Jail, and the museum. At the Old Stone Jail, there is a suit, a uniform from the military. And while we were there, we talked to Billy Wilkerson, and he told us that people often see a orb with their own eyes floating towards that uniform. So to me, I was like, okay, that uniform probably has what we would describe as an attachment. I don't know if the spirit is trying to get the uniform or is physically connected to it in some way, but we did have an experience there. None of us did, but our fellow Spooky Time member Easton twice saw this floating orb and was freaking out about it. He was like, not freaking out as in scared, but freaking out as in like, what am I seeing? But we couldn't capture it on camera, which was the weirdest part.
And we couldn't seem to recreate it either. Because we tried for probably 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, where were you? What were we doing? And tried to do everything we probably were doing in that moment, and we could not seem to recreate it a third time.
We looked like the Scooby Gang because we were grouped up, trying different organizations of ourselves, walking around this corner, trying to get it to happen again. We're like, Easton, stand where you're standing. We're going to keep walking around the corner and see if we can get this to happen. And it never did again. So that's number 1. Number 2 is obviously the doll that we spent a while talking about. So I won't go into super detail with that, but the Chesnut doll. And then the third is our most recent, well, maybe not most recent now, but most recent upload as of recording.
Yeah.
The Capitol. Not Capitol. Wow. Gordon Wilson Hall. Sorry, I stumbled over that.
Reverse.
Yeah.
Do it again!
Yeah. So the most recent one was the Gordon Wilson Hall. And while we didn't have a full-on attachment, we did have an interaction that seemed to imply that a spirit was interested in a specific item, which we have nicknamed Jeff, not Jeff, depending on which of us is referring to him. So that was interesting. EMF levels shot up around this specific doll. Prop. But we got on the spirit box that it liked him, but wasn't attached to him.
Yeah.
yeah.
We got a direct yes. It was weird because like we were like, "Are you attached to any objects in here?" earlier on, and on the spirit box we were no. We're like, okay, well, that kind of sucks. I was like, but Matt still, he got the EMF out and he started scanning around for different items, and sure enough, it landed on this doll. We pull it out, get the spirit box back out, ask it. So you're not attached to any of these items. You said.
I believe I said. So you said earlier you weren't attached to any of these items,
Yeah.
but are you attached to this doll for some reason?
Immediate
yes.
Clearest yes we've ever gotten in the entire time we've been doing this. And then, unfortunately, in the edit we missed this.
Yep.
It's in the video, but we didn't add a marker. So if you're watching this, you might go back and see this. Cheryl asked
if it touched her.
Yeah,
her.
it's something like that. She either I can't. It might have been that, or it might have been, "Are you attached to this doll?" or something like along one of those two things. I can't remember. And in the spirit box, the same voice comes through and says maybe.
It says maybe. Crystal clear.
Yeah.
We just missed it. I think we were just so blown away by that. Yeah, we just missed it.
No one in the video acknowledges it. In the edit, I acknowledge it. I forgot to put something there. It's my bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a maybe after that too. So we were talking to somebody there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were attached or just interested in the doll, but like that's another item interaction we've had.
I think what's crazy to me about that doll too is like how long we kept getting interaction with it, and then at one point it just stops.
Yeah.
Like we just got nothing else from it.
Yeah, Austin and I did solos in the prop room. It's not in the video because nothing happened. No REM pod, nothing.
Yeah.
Like literally just quiet as a church mouse in there. Nothing going on. So
Didn't even feel like usually. Sometimes you can feel an energy in a room.
yeah,
Felt devoid.
Yeah.
It was interesting that it was like it might have used all his energy talking to you guys. I don't know.
maybe
Yeah.
it's possible.
But that's the reason I have the question of: are there actual attachments, or do spirits follow objects around and try to like get them, like reclaim them almost? Like they had something to do with it in life, or even in death, they found something that they like and they can't interact with it because obviously they're in an afterlife.
See, I think that kind of ties to what I was saying was how big an object gets. Like, if, like I said earlier, the Raggedy Ann doll, like, you know that doll. Almost anyone who's around knows what you're talking about when you're talking about that doll. So it's like, is anything just going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to mess with them on this? Or, like you said, is it one specific? Is it multiple? Trying to, like, kind of just use that item to mess with people? Or is it one connected to it just forever?
Yep. So that's going to lead us into my first question, my first story. And this one, actually, I have it written down like a story, so I'm going to read through some of this.
Okay.
If you have any questions at any point for clarification, stop me. And we're going to I'm going to feed you this and see as we go whether you believe or not. So
All right.
this is the story of the crying boy painting.
Oh, a nice little bedtime story.
Yeah. So it's a cold night in Britain as firefighter Peter Hall sits waiting for an emergency call. The call he receives, however, is not one he had expected. Ron, his brother, is on the other end of the phone, emotions drowning out the information that he is trying to relay. His brother's house has just burned down. Now, fires are a somewhat common thing, we can all agree. But what makes this story a little bit more interesting is the only surviving article from the flame is an image that Peter had become quite familiar with in his time as a firefighter. See, in this period, there was a large painting of a crying boy that had been reported surviving fires across the region. That was the only remaining thing after this house burned down. So,
Question.
yep.
If this thing has survived so many fires, do you think you should just stop putting it in houses? Because clearly there's something going on.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
burning houses down.
It's
You're
a-
like, oh, this thing survived so many fires. Let me put it in my house.
It's a lucky painting. Come on.
And let me clarify, it is not the same painting. It is a rerun of the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was the same one over and over again. Okay.
I didn't clarify that as well as I should
So
have.
all the recreations and everything of this picture keep surviving. fires.
Exactly.
My point still stands.
See,
Continue.
since the 1950s, there is a man named Giovanni Bragolin, and he created a painting series called the Crying Series, where he painted different boys and girls, for some reason, crying in despair. And this became a widespread thing in England. People kept buying these and putting them in their houses. And every time...
Question.
Yeah.
All these people sound like sickos.
No, rebuttal. The guy that made it is the biggest sicko of them all. He's 50 years too early for Chris Hansen. He would have got
Except they were feeding his sickness, so
Yeah.
by buying them.
Yeah, that's true.
So, these people were putting crying children in their houses for some reason. This guy was painting crying children for some reason. And whenever a house caught on fire, these paintings would survive the fire. Now, it was a common story amongst firefighters to have this. Houses burned down to their foundations. And the face of this painting to be completely untouched. So, the wood around it would have fire damage,
right.
but the painting itself would be completely fine.
You use fire retardant paint. That's the only answer.
Maybe the child's tears put the fire out.
That's a good point. Yeah, the cry, the wetness of the
Protected
crying.
the picture.
Yeah. So over time, it has possibly come forth, depending on the sources, that the child, the boy that was drawn, was known as Diablo or Don Bonillo, the Devil Child, and that the painter's studio was the first casualty in the string of fires. So I wasn't able to find anything that substantiated these claims. But with all of this information, how do you feel about these paintings?
If any of this is true, I mean, to me, it sounds like...
Sounds like a folk tale.
It sounds too good to be true.
So the only part that is unsubstantiated is the Diablo / Don Bonillo.
Okay, so 1950s, at this point, cameras exist. They've existed for a while. They're not good cameras.
Yeah.
Is there any is it all newspaper articles? Is there pictures? What is this?
Tales from firefighters.
Okay, so...
And there are people that have owned this painting that have come forth saying, yes, it survived the fire that burned down my house.
So there's no photographic
There's
evidence.
no newspaper articles. There's no...
I feel like if that was such a big deal, you would think they would start having pictures of this painting sitting in the middle of ashes.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, don't buy this painting because it's the only thing that survives your house burning down.
Yeah, there's footage of of that time. Like people can look back of 1950s footage, like World War II, for example. This is after World War II. There's footage of World War II. Like, why isn't there footage of this? No one had granted they were not commonplace, but no one had any sort of way to document this.
So it was written in newspaper articles.
Okay.
But it was not photographed. So I don't have any photographs of the painting surviving the fires, but I do have newspaper articles referring to it. It did start with a tabloid, but the tabloid was Peter Hall, the guy that I described at the beginning, calling in and being like, hey, I got this story. Other firefighters have this same story, and went to them. And it kind of caught fire, no pun intended, and spread from there.
I guess it would be kind of morbid. Like someone's house just burned down. Someone's like, get a picture of this. Hang on, guys. This is pretty cool.
I mean, I'm just thinking police report. Like stuff like that. Like evidence of did something happen? Was it just an accident? Like that's what I'm thinking. Like something should have been photographed, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I do think that investigations were different back then too. I don't think they investigated every fire for arson or something like that. So they probably were just it could have been. Probably most of them were ruled as accidents, I would imagine. But I don't know. I'm speaking out of my ass here. So.
I imagine that too.
Yeah.
But again, if you have a picture that stands out that has not been touched, you would think something would be taken of that.
Yeah.
Especially if it's happened several times.
Yeah.
If it's spread amongst firefighters, then you would think something would get out about it. Hey, this picture keeps surviving.
Yeah. It's a different time, though. It's easier for me to say that when I have an
True.
iPhone. I can just whip out and take a picture of anything at any time. So, whatever.
So, with all that talked about,
right.
Do you feel like this could be a cursed object? Do you think that maybe the painting itself, the intent of the artist had something to do with this, or do you think it's a logical explanation?
I think it was the artist. He knew where all the paintings were and followed them to their house and burnt their house down. Protected the painting somehow.
He broke in, took it out,
Took
burned
it
that
out,
stuff,
burned
put it
it
on top of
out.
the rubble.
Exactly. And he just kept doing that.
Sounds like they need.
He had to burn down his own place, though. You said, right? His place was the first one to go.
That I could not substantiate that claim, but there was a claim that said that his was the first place to burn down.
Well, if it was, he had to make a point. Okay, he made all his money. He had to make a point. He's like, all right, I'm going to start this trend.
The first was an insurance claim, and then the rest of
exactly.
it was...
And then he's like, all right, here we go. He just had his list, and he followed all those paintings.
Ooh, that's actually a good point. Insurance claim. It burned down. They're like, what happened here? The insurance company's investigating. He's like, dude, I'm telling you, this painting is fucking crazy.
It was the
dude.
haunted painting, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, and then he's like, I gotta come up with something here. Like, this is just like, they're gonna get my ass.
Exactly.
So he just starts burning people's houses down. He's like, I'm telling you, man, it's the fucking painting. I'm telling you.
Had to commit at that point.
All right. Well,
I just the visual in my head of I don't know why, like a 1950s British person watching their house burn down is so funny to me. I don't know why. It's like, oh no, the humanity! Oh no!
all right.
I don't know why.
It's just,
It's just plain.
it's hard to, like, for me to believe in something like that because it's like, it's not the original.
Yeah.
If it was the original that kept going to places, it would be different to me. But you're saying it's recreations of that one and just in general, like those paintings. Man, I don't know. That just seems a little odd.
I would have to, again, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it could also be, we talked about flame retardant paint. Maybe there is something like that.
No.
Maybe he was using some sort of paint that doesn't
specialty
burn
paint.
very easily. Maybe it's like heat resistant.
Well, to follow up on that, as I feed you these, I'm gonna kind of be a little bit misleading sometimes. I'm gonna give you the full story and then see what you feel about the story that I read, and then afterwards I'm gonna feed you the research that I found.
So you're just lying to us.
I'm not lying to you. I'm just withholding information to make it more interesting. All right. So in 2000, that was the first time that Don Bonillo, the Devil Orphan, was named. So the claim that he named, that the name of the child that he drew or painted was Don Bonillo only happened in the 2000s.
Okay.
So that doesn't tie in with this 1950 story. It's like someone went back and kind of added that. In 2010, a British man named Stephen Punt worked to debate the tale and determined that varnish was used that was slightly fire retardant. But
I don't think we can say that word anymore.
anyway, there was varnish that was slightly retardant that was used. Fire retardant. Let me reread
You're getting
that.
so close to the word. I think you actually said it that time.
No, I didn't.
Okay, continue.
In 2010, a British man named Stephen Punt worked to debunk the tale and determined that a varnish was used that was slightly fire retardant. But many would retort that the face of the painting still should suffer fire damage because only the wood had the varnish on it. But the wood had fire damage, the face of the painting did not. Punt kind of floated the idea that maybe the wood protected it as it first started burning. The thing that was holding it up burned down, and the face of the painting would fall face down. But for each of these to have fallen face down, I think, is a little bit of a stretch.
Depends on the frame. If you're talking, a lot of frames are going to be front heavy. So if it does go down, it will most likely fall that way.
Yeah.
Also, if it's just the frame that has the fire resistant varnish on it, why just that painting? Why not? Do they not have multiple other paintings that have that same varnish, or does it come when they buy the painting? Does it come with that frame? Like what?
I believe it came with the frame,
Okay.
but also I think that the image is so identifiable of a crying child. Because, I mean, we all had a pretty visceral reaction to... Yeah, so it kind of stands out. Like, if you were to walk into a house and it's like a family photo that survived, it's kind of like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But you walk into a house and it's some random painted crying child, it's like, that's weird.
That's true. That's a very good point.
So, This one, I'm personally not in the opinion of that it's cursed, but I just wanted to float this one out kind of as a palette, just to give you a little bit taste.
What's that guy's name? Stephen Punt?
Yeah, Stephen Punt.
Sounds like a hater. I don't like him.
The next one I'm going to go into detail on is one of the most obvious. You've mentioned her several times already, not by name, but by model. This is the most famous Raggedy Ann doll in history, Annabelle. Now, everyone's pretty familiar with this story if you've delved into the paranormal. This is a pretty surface level tale. It's got a motion picture. It's part of the Conjuring universe. Like, people have watched and seen a lot of Annabelle, but a lot of the details kind of get pushed down and kind of hidden just because you don't know what the original tale is because there have been so many retellings.
Yeah.
So
You ever seen the movies before?
I've seen 2. I can't remember which ones they were.
Have you?
I've seen most of them, and it just has a doll that just sits there and just looks at them.
There's one good one, and even that's not even that good. But the ones I've seen, I'm like, how?
Accurate?
No, not even accurate. I know it's fake. I'm just like, why make this?
Well,
There's a werewolf in one.
really?
Yes, there's a werewolf in one. I swear
did
to
not
God.
know that. That's
It's
crazy.
so bad. It's so bad.
If you read Ed and Lorraine Warren's descriptions of some of these things,
Yeah.
it's very fitting for a movie. It's just a lot of they're very contentious people in the paranormal world.
Yeah.
We have to kind of look back and give them thanks for a little bit because they kind of popularized, and a lot of the stuff that people do nowadays is built off of the stuff that they did to start. But taking everything that they said at its at face value is a little bit questionable depending on who you're talking to. But I'm going to give you the full tale of Annabelle according to Ed and Lorraine Warren. So, a student nurse, Donna, was given a Raggedy Ann doll in the 1970s. I think it was actually 1970, according to the story. The nurse received this as a birthday gift, took it home, didn't think anything of it. Her and her roommate very much enjoyed the doll and used it kind of as a decoration. They sat it on the couch, and anyone who came would sit next to the Raggedy Ann doll, which at the time was unnamed. That was until one afternoon, Donna came home, and doll wasn't on the couch anymore. I'm like, where'd the doll? So she goes to her bedroom, which the door was shut.
Where did I?
She goes to the bedroom, which her door was shut, because it's her bedroom. And the doll is sitting there on her bed. Originally chalking it up to one of her friends playing a prank on her. Like, she lived with Angie, her roommate, a fellow nurse. After long shifts, maybe she was just like, it'd be funny if Donna came home and the doll was in a different place. But it kept happening. Different places. The doll was in the bedroom. The doll was somewhere else. The doll was in the kitchen. It's like, what in the world's going on? Angie's not home to move this doll. She worked the same shift at her at some point and was like, okay, well, there's something happening here. There's either an intruder moving this thing around or it's moving by itself.
Could you imagine just breaking into someone's house just to move a doll around to mess with them?
Have you heard the story of the Spider-Man?
I love Spider-Man.
Not that Spider-Man. There's a guy...
There was 3 of them in the last movie. I love them. I love all of them.
Yeah. I've heard him referred to as the Spider-Man. There's a guy who lived in the attic and broke in and moved people stuff around.
I've seen
That's
that
funny
guy.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they finally put a camera up and caught the man, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a stupid name. What a stupid name.
But anyway, going back to the Raggedy Ann doll. Angie and Donna started freaking out once notes started appearing. Not only was the doll moving, there was notes written around. The most popular and most common of which she oft quoted, was the help me note. Just written, left around the apartment. They knew that nobody was there, so this had to have been originating, like I said earlier, either from an intruder or from the doll itself.
So was it beautiful cursive? Was it just scribbled?
That is not detailed. I would love to think that it's just the most fantastic calligraphy you could imagine.
That's the way I'm imagining. It's Help me.
Yeah, but I've also seen the Raggedy Ann dolls. They only have like mitt hands. They don't
Yeah.
have like fingers.
Yep.
So
They
how
don't
the
have-
fuck
yeah.
do you write with that? You,
Stab it in.
Psychic
so I imagine it's not very
psychic
good.
powers.
It could be.
Yeah.
If it's a spooky ghost, it could be doing anything.
So at this point, Donna was pretty shook and called in a psychic medium. This medium spoke with the doll and told them that it was inhabited by the spirit of a deceased girl named Annabelle, who died in the apartments when she was 7 years old. Now, I know that I've kind of opened the floor for you guys to interject. I kind of want to interject right here and be like, psychic medium comes in and talks to a Raggedy Ann and names her Annabelle. That's a little bit of an interesting correlation. I'm like, that could be low-hanging fruit.
So my question to that is then, she had no other dolls or anything in the house or in the apartment that this so-called Annabelle would have wanted to attach to before this Raggedy Ann doll.
That,
Because obviously then, if that was the case, then it was a normal Raggedy Ann doll that apparently now something wanted to be attached to from that apartment.
that's an interesting point. I would assume that somebody who is so excited to have an Annabelle doll, or not Annabelle, a Raggedy Ann doll, would have dolls prior to this.
That's
So
kind of what I was figuring.
that is a clever point because she was 28 at the time. The doll
You
was
have money. You're working as a nurse, so obviously you have money.
yeah.
Ask Matt. He knows.
He's a nurse.
Oh, yeah.
He's a nurse
Every day.
of love.
One nursing.
Sorry, go on.
But anyway, yeah, she was 28 at the time. Her mom got her the gift of a brand new doll. So there's implied basis for her to own other dolls there.
Right.
So that is a really good point.
Or her
that-
mom just sucks at giving gifts. I would be pissed.
She actually found it
I'd
in
be
like
so pissed.
some guy's van or something.
I got
It's
nothing
like-
for my birthday, and I prefer that over a Raggedy Ann.
But so, the paranurses heard, hey, this is a 7-year-old child who was attached to this doll. Let's be nice to it. They kind of took a motherly approach to it, trying to be as accommodating and benevolent towards it as possible. But
Turned out good for them, didn't it?
it didn't really reciprocate that affection. In fact, things started to turn a little bit more malicious. And that came to a head when, depending on the story, a male friend spent the night. His name was Lou. And there are two versions of this, depending on, I guess, which Warren you asked. And they were retelling this tale from the nurses. But the first version that I heard was that Lou was asleep on the couch. He wakes up because he hears rustling. He's like, what is that noise? And he realizes it's coming from Donna's bedroom. No one's home. So he goes in. Imagine like Friday the 13th baseball bat, like creeping around, like opening the door.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's in there. Rustling stops. But on the floor, face down, is Annabelle. So he picks her up, and as he does, he feels a searing pain on the upper portion of his torso, also known as the chest. And after that, 2 bright red scratches appear. They last for 2 days and then completely disappear. The other version of the story, very similar. He wakes up from a nap to find Annabelle sitting across from him on a separate chair. So he's on the couch, Annabelle's in the chair across from him. And as he went to get up, he felt as though he was being strangled and couldn't breathe. He tried to move, couldn't move. When he finally overcame the feeling, his chest was marked with red scratches. So both of these have him feeling pain and scratches and freaking out because of it. So one of those has a little bit more of a possible logical explanation. The second of which being, we've all talked about sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
But the first of which, I don't know how to explain. Picking up a doll and suddenly have scratches on your chest, that's a little bit weird. But after the experience with Lou, the two nurses, Donna and Angie, sought out more help. And this is when the Warrens enter the situation. Immediately, Ed and Lorraine Warren identify that this is not a spirit-possessed doll because to them, in their research, objects cannot be possessed by a spirit. Only a demon can possess an object because spirits can possess people. This is apparently...
Who made these rules?
Ed and Lorraine are Catholics, and according to what I've read, Ed was a demonologist and used his Catholic knowledge to kind of describe how demons work. I don't know how he described how spirits work, but...
He did some hard drugs and just started writing shit down. He was just like, this sounds fucking good to me. Sorry, no offense to the family if they're alive, if they're seeing this. I don't mean that. It's a joke. Don't sue me. Continue.
But yeah, so Ed was a demonologist and kind of came up with the rules for demonology as we know them today, which I don't know anything about demonology. Don't ask me any questions.
Well,
on that.
it's one of those things. It's like UFOlogist. It's a self-proclaimed title. You just give it to yourself because you've been on Wikipedia all day looking at UFO. Sorry, no offense to anybody that does that.
We just alienated a whole lot of our audience.
People are gonna kill me for saying this, but I feel like titles like that. It's like, who gives it to you? Like, it's given to you by you.
To push back on that,
Ooh.
Ed Warren, if what I've read is correct, was the only non-Catholic priest who was able to attend an exorcism. Which Catholic exorcisms are a thing. They aren't really practiced anymore, but exorcisms in Catholicism are like a thing.
Okay.
Like, they are a recognized thing, and Ed Warren was given the right. He wasn't able to exorcise anything, but he was given the right to be like the wingman to the priest who was exercising.
He's
I don't
the
know
hype
how
man. He's like, get his ass. Get his ass.
He was the hype man.
Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. I'm not as well versed in Catholicism, and I don't mean any offense to any Catholics. I just don't know.
We hate them.
Don't say that. My coworker's a Catholic, and she's really
We
cool.
hate all of them. No, I don't know anything about any of that either. My thing is like with demonologists, ufologists, it's like, okay, well, if you believe in that kind of thing, it makes sense. But if you're like a person that doesn't really believe in it, it doesn't have any basis in reality to them.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is make a school
There you go.
and make a diploma for
There you
it.
go. I like this.
And then we will
Official.
We will actually officially acknowledge you.
Okay.
All right. But I hope, like...
Just wait for someone to comment like, that actually already exists.
It might. And look, I am talking totally out of my ass right now. I have no idea about anything. This is just how I feel.
Yeah.
These hot takes, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm willing to be wrong.
But I that's why I kind of present it like as credentialed as he can be,
Yeah.
Ed Warren is in this topic.
Okay.
Catholic Church recognizes him. But going even further, they decided that the apartment needed to be exorcised. It was getting a little bit overweight. Oh, excuse me. No.
I was about to make this same stupid joke. What are you going to do, put it on a treadmill? Never mind. I'm glad you did it before I did.
Yeah, but anyway, the apartment was exorcised, and they took the doll back to a safe place. Their home.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But this wasn't without risk, according to the Warrens. According to their story, as they went home, the brakes stalled several times, almost inducing 3 or 4 separate accidents. And this only stopped when Ed Warren was so pissed that he took a bottle of holy water and splashed it on Annabelle. And the car started working again.
Sorry.
So, eventually, they get back home.
I think Annabelle wanted some McDonald's. It kept hitting the brakes near it saw the golden arches, and it's like, I want some McDonald's. I'm going to stop here, and we're going to get McDonald's. And he's like, we are not stopping. He's like my parents whenever we were kids. We had the same conversation. That's what I'm imagining.
All right. I could imagine that.
Yeah.
As a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like,
See?
yeah.
See?
Yeah.
It wants McDonald's.
You're stuck on the 7-year-old wanting to go to McDonald's. I want to know if you had a utility belt of holy water on him.
Ooh,
Just
true.
have
He's got a
He's got a nice vest on.
Shut up!
He just opens the console and like, yeah, like little
Yeah.
holy water.
They're all labeled.
He's like, which one do I want to use? This one will work.
Imagine being thirsty and being like,
Yeah.
what is the effect of drinking holy water? It has to be beneficial.
That's true.
That's my new life goal. I want to taste some holy water. I want to see if there's any
Plus
different.
3 to wisdom.
Ooh,
Advantage on holy chips.
glow.
It's like Miralax. It just helps you flow through. Yeah. But they get Annabelle home. There's some other shenanigans. I kind of cut out some of it, but there's a story about her levitating and throwing things around. Stuff like that. Gets pretty intense. And like I said, if you read through the Ed and Lorraine Warren stuff, there's a reason they made movies out of it, because it is just wild.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, they lock Annabelle up in a special wooden box inscribed with St. Michael's Prayer, the Lord's Prayer, and the wood was imbued with holy water. And this was done in effect to try and minimize her impact. But it hasn't halted several tragedies associated with her. Mm-hmm. There have been 2 popularized instances of someone mocking the doll and going on to either die or be in a near fatal.
I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
I've heard of these ones before.
This could be my last recording.
So the first major one was before it became a museum. It was still the Warren's house. A priest comes, and he is tasked with, I think, transporting the doll, and he takes her, gets from point A to point B, and then comes back. And after he gets back, he mocks the doll to the Warren's face. He's like, I don't believe in this thing. That was the silliest assignment I've ever been on. What are you doing? And leaving the house, he claims that he saw Annabelle in the rearview mirror and then immediately was hit by another car.
It was Annabelle driving it.
She was in the back seat and then in the driver's seat of the other one.
The other story is that during the period that the Warrens had their house open as a museum, and while they were still alive, a couple approaches the doll, and the male knocks on the glass. What you doing in there? Can't come get me, can you? Mocks her. They go through the rest of the museum. He tells Ed and Lorraine, doll's stupid. It's a joke. And leaves.
This is a modern day YouTube commenter.
Yeah.
Just hating for no reason. For no reason, just making stupid comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the nice ones. I love you. The mean ones, it's like, why spend your time doing this? There's no point.
But dude hops on his motorcycle, gets his girl on the back, and they zoom on off. And without explanation, drives off the road and hits a tree.
Fucking steering wheels are stupid. Why do they even have to fucking hold it? Again, modern day YouTube commenter. Just no one brain cell and it's just ticking. That's it.
He dies on impact.
Good for him.
And his girlfriend is very, very injured. But she survives and lives on to tell the tale. So
did she leave the part out about how he was going around a turn at like 150? That's why he went off the road.
You know, I don't know. That's a good point. That's a very, very possible thing for somebody. You know, we already have a little bit of a taste of his personality.
Yeah.
The fact that he is so, you know...
Definitely in a jacked up F-150.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Driving like the lowest riding Harley he can get.
Mm.
It was either a Harley or a crotch rocket. It was one of those two.
Yeah.
Was he in a motorcycle or a car?
Motorcycle.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a car accident. My bad.
No.
That's why I said the F-150 thing. Take it back.
I mean, he probably owns one.
The priest is probably in the F-150.
Maybe. I don't know. But, all right. I take it back. I was wrong. I was listening. My bad.
You're very bad at this.
I'm doing my best.
All right. But anyway, that is the full breakdown of the Annabelle story.
But where is she today?
She is still at the Warrens Museum, which has been physically relocated, I believe. That's all I know about her.
To go back, to their credit, I could be wrong about this too. I don't think they got paid for any of this. I think they did all this for free. I think they just did it because they believed in it. So,
Yeah.
Love the game.
Yeah.
I mean, That's kind of what we're doing. We're
They-
kind of like Ed and Lorraine.
They did sell the movie rights though.
Yeah, but were they alive? I thought they were dead.
Lorraine lived until 2016. I
Okay.
think.
Well, yeah, but to wait that long to get the bag is like, okay, you obviously did this because you believed in it.
That's true.
So I'll give
Yeah.
them that. Like, I don't want to shit them too hard, you know. Like,
Yeah.
there's some merit to that.
Did Annabelle get them too, or did they die normal deaths?
I think.
Ooh, do you think she might have got Ed? She might have choked him out.
I can't remember exactly when Ed died, but he died at a young age, comparative.
Oh, okay. Well, they.
Yeah, I like it could be something paranormal got him.
Ooh, he might have got a couple of drinks in him. Gone downstairs. Like, what are you looking at? You stupid doll. You can't get me here in a glass case. What are you gonna do?
It's infused with holy water.
Use a curse attack on him.
Well, Ed would never be drunk because he only drinks holy water.
That's true. He's high on his own
point.
supply. That's true. That probably made him invincible.
Yeah, like he's
Until
protected
he
from
died.
it. Yeah.
Comes for us all. Okay,
I
can't
wonder what it's
be
like
death.
being on the good side of Annabelle.
Oh yeah,
Like
Is there
We
a good
chill.
side?
Like
Ooh,
what happens?
that'd
you
be
know?
cool. She orders you like DoorDash sometimes.
Yeah. Surprises like that.
I got an order for Annabelle. I'll take it.
I don't think she would order DoorDash. It would be more like, oh yeah, the Twinkies truck wrecked in front of your house. And like,
The guy's dead, but there's Twinkies everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a bloody
Just gotta
mess.
run out there, grab an armful.
He's dead.
yeah.
What am I gonna do with all these Twinkies?
That's a good point.
But yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Annabelle? I know this is a little bit more of a contentious one, so it's just a fun story.
Yeah.
And one of the most famous. So I just kind of wanted to present this one and see what everyone felt on it.
It's all fake.
Okay.
Damn.
No. Again, the name keeps getting bigger, so more and more stuff is going to be tied to it. Is my belief.
Yeah.
So I see the whole thing, like we said earlier in the story, is you have this back and forth of, is there actually anything possessing it? Something can't possess it. It's only using it. Like, and then the question of, was it just a regular doll before it got to the apartment, and did something decide to use it once it got there? But I don't know. My question then is, she probably got dolls before that. Why not choose any other doll or item in the apartment?
Kind of. If the girl's name was Annabelle, Raggedy Ann doll, she may feel like an attachment to it because they had the same name, Ann. Maybe she's like, or maybe she just really liked that doll. Like maybe when she was a kid, she wanted one, and maybe that's why. I'm just throwing out theories. I'm not saying I believe this.
I'm gonna counter that counter.
Oh
though.
shit!
This has never been seen.
Uno reverse.
If she died in those apartments, how long were those apartments around, and would she have even known what a Raggedy Ann doll
I
was?
think Raggedy Ann's been around for a long time. I think. Hit the Google.
I'm hitting it.
We have Google here at our schools. I don't know why we haven't used it a single time. I'm just
We're just
spewing misinformation.
theorizing everything.
Well, I mean that's okay, but I feel like something like that.
The character was created in 1915 as a doll and was introduced to the public in the 1918 book Raggedy Ann Stories.
1, 2. Ooh, hit him with the combo.
And
Combo
when
combo.
was the stories made?
1918. The doll was marketed with the book.
Okay, so it's been around for a long time. Maybe she really wanted one. She died at a young age and never got one, so maybe she saw that. Maybe she was named after it. Anne? Like loosely? I don't know. I'm just throwing out theories.
No, I understand.
Throwing out theories. Also, that is assuming that any of this is real. So
Yeah.
That is the big thing, isn't it? Because a lot of it is you have to go by people's word of mouth,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh yeah, we're making the story about it because this stuff all happened. No one else saw it. Everyone else that saw it is dead.
Yeah.
Car crash, motorcycle accident. We got one that got lucky, but she just left out the part that her boyfriend or husband or
yeah.
Significant other, we'll say.
significant other was going very fast around a turn and lost control. It was the doll.
Moral of the story: don't drive after visiting Annabelle.
Walk.
Yeah.
No matter how far away you live, just walk back.
Just walk.
At least for the next day.
Save. Yeah.
So with all this information, we got Jared's opinion. We've kind of gathered Zach's through the discussion. Matt, do you have any opinion?
I don't think I stated mine. I don't. I countered his point, but that was not my belief.
Go ahead and state.
I don't
please.
think I don't really believe it. That's pretty much like the baseline of it. I don't really have a reason not to, but I don't really have a reason to believe it.
Yeah.
Even with everything stated, it's just like it would be cool.
Yeah.
It would be really cool, and if there's like anything to back it up, then sure. But I don't know. First-hand accounts are tough.
Yeah.
They're very tough. I want to believe people's stories because we've had crazy stuff happen, so it's hard to be like, here's my crazy story, but I'm not going to believe yours. But like, this is just such a different, extraordinary sort of thing that it's like, it's a little too far for me to like leap over that edge. But I'd like to believe it.
Yeah. What about you, Matt?
I mean, it is kind of odd, like the two different
You want to point your
stories.
camera at yourself, or get
I'll
some?
make it short and sweet.
There you.
There's one way to make all of this stop. Hey, Annabelle, you gotta start paying rent, or you gotta bounce.
He's
Good
dead.
point. That's a very good point.
You better not
I mean,
leave your house for a little while.
yeah. No, I mean, it is interesting, but like, I get what you're saying totally, but I don't know. We've seen what the Chesnut Doll can do, so I mean, why not Annabelle?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And that's the thing. I'm not trying to say that it's not possessed by something. By something. I'm just saying, story-wise, for that, stories don't line up enough for me.
Yeah.
I think something definitely happened because it's interesting that both stories end with the same thing. That he
Yeah.
had marks on his chest. So, to me, something did happen. It's just very muddy in between of how did it get to that point.
Yeah. Only one way to find out.
Spooky time.
Visiting the Annabelle doll.
Spooky time. Investigates Annabelle.
I don't want to do that.
Chestnut Doll, you gotta step up your game.
That's true. You're
That's all I
not.
gotta
You haven't
say.
killed. You don't have a single body on your name.
Uh-oh.
So I'll say that I think there might be some truth to the Annabelle doll, but I do believe that it is very, very amplified in its retelling.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Exaggerated, hyperbolized.
Yeah.
I think that the doll probably has some sort of attachment or haunting surrounding it. Just because with the experience with the Chestnut doll, I have trouble saying I can't believe their story. The parts I don't believe that I kind of cut out was like the levitating and throwing stuff around. Like, of course, poltergeist activity, like it opened the cabinet door. So to discount other poltergeist activity, like it physically throwing something,
Yeah.
I just felt the levitating part was a little bit much
Well,
in the retelling for me.
I mean, depending on what story you believe, if he hears rustling around, something was going on with the doll.
Yeah.
Or something in there. So something most likely had to have been levitating, moving around.
Yeah.
So, like, again, kind of depending on what you believe of the stories, it would maybe help prove one thing or the other.
Yeah. And to me, and I kind of kept this one to the end, like I did with the last one, the biggest point against it is no one, not a single person mentioned in the Warren's story, has come forth to verify the doll. Not the nurses, not Lou, not the priest who did the exorcism, not the priest that crashed, and the motorcycle couple has never been named. The death records, nothing. So all of these stories surrounding it never have a name to the characters tied to them.
That makes it a little sus.
That's the only part.
Yeah.
Like, they name the priest who did the exorcism, but he never came forth to verify that he did the exorcism. So, like,
I was gonna say, like, with certain things like that, you don't put your name out there because you don't want to be called crazy, especially in that time.
I was going to agree with that.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, yeah, I saw this doll levitate and it choked me and scratched me. Like, you don't want to say that and put your name out there and verify it because, like, you're just gonna sound like a loon.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like especially in that time, it's just
there was much more of a stigma on it. then.
not advisable to do back then. So that you can make sense out of that, but you can also be like, okay, well, that's kind of weird that no one's ever.
Or you get a lot of unwanted attention at that point from maybe the people that even believe in that.
Yeah,
and they
that's
start
true.
finding you. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to keep talking about this and dealing with this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you
It-
got to tell me.
It can follow you, so
Yeah.
that's an important thing to remember.
And even though I say that's a point against them, I still do believe that Annabelle does have some sort of attachment. just because, like I said, our experiences. It's just that to me is the biggest point against them, and I wanted to make sure that y'all knew that. I did want to kind of get your opinion on it beforehand. Does that sway it at all?
I would say it kind of did. Like I would agree that there may be an attachment to Annabelle, assuming that is a real thing that happened. Like all these stories are based in some truth. But some of the stuff, like I think some of the retellings are just like a little bit embellished. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the word I was looking for earlier. Embellishments.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Word of the day.
I went from exaggerated, hyperbolized. Like I was like, "What is the word?" But
Don't worry, I got your back. I did my Wordle today.
boom. So we're running a little bit long, but I do want to still give you the final story I came with, and that is a story that most people probably haven't heard of. This is a foreign one, which we did cover England, but still has that English root, so we still have a little bit of familiarity with
We
it.
were across the pond and we came back. Now we're headed back out. Where are we headed to this time?
We are heading to Japan.
Ooh.
This is the story of Okiku.
Okiku?
Okiku, another haunted doll, but this one's weird. So the story begins on August 15th, 1918. We have an official date when a 17-year-old boy named Ikichi Suzuki bought a doll at the Sapporo Exposition. This specific doll was wearing a kimono and had a short bob haircut called an okappa, something. I'm not fluent in Japanese. Hunter, our buddy, and if Caleb ever watches him, they will probably chastise me in the comments. But I'm going to apologize in advance for not being able to pronounce.
I've heard it say both, like kappa.
Yeah.
I've heard it say both. It's fine.
But anyway, it's a short bob haircut. Goes around like a bowl cut.
Yeah.
He got this specific doll for his little sister, Kikuko. Kikuko.
Okay.
Yeah. So just moving through the vowels. And she was 3 years old at the time. Little Kikuko. Sorry, I have to think about it.
You can say his sister.
Hey.
His sister. Boom. There we go.
Confidence, man.
Kikuko. Anyway, you said say it with
You just
confidence.
summoned something.
Thanks.
You just
My house is now haunted.
His little sister really loved this. Where are you going?
I gotta check on the dogs.
Step right in front of the camera for that, too.
Yeah.
Start again.
We'll be right back. Right after these messages.
So after the little reset, his little sister loved this doll. She adored it. And she was 3 years old at the time and played with it all the time. Even going so far as to like making it her like not stuffed animal, obviously it's a doll, but she slept with this thing. Like it was her companion at all times. And it was her favorite toy and never left her sight. But eventually, his sister caught a really bad cold. Some stories say pneumonia, some stories say yellow fever. But this caused her to eventually perish, sadly. She was very young, and the family was stricken by this. And in Japan, cremation is a little bit more popular and was than it is here in America. And when cremating a loved one, it is tradition for the family, the people tied to it, not tied, but the people the people close to the person, for them to take their favorite memento or favorite object and make a memento out of it, putting it in the fire to burn with them. So they have something to take with them to the other side. These items are called fuku sohin. Don't lambast me for pronunciation. And they translate as grave goods. They are things that, similar to Egyptian mythology,
Yeah. Where would your grave good be?
I pass.
Mine would be my girlfriend, even if she was alive. Take her with me.
I mean, they actually did do that.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
So,
the Egyptians did. Yeah,
I mean-
they were wild though. I'm talking about modern day, like either that or my PlayStation. You're choose whichever.
I would take the SD card that holds my Pokemon bank.
Okay. That's a choice. I don't know if I can judge you based off of mine, but that is certainly a choice.
That is completely unserious.
No, he's not.
No, I really don't think that's unserious.
Serious.
I'll have to think about something better.
Okay.
But I'll
That's
get
the
back to you.
only
Matt,
answer.
would your grave good be? Your dog.
Yeah.
Oh, your mic's muted, sorry.
I don't know, probably. Oh shit. Probably my editing laptop. So I have something to do.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Can I just burn my computer with me?
It's a grave good. You can take whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't really get to choose in this scenario. It just has to be something that I guess people associate you with.
Oh.
So obviously your Pokemon bank.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense.
I guess
Yeah.
your PlayStation or your girlfriend is all that's associated.
I have no associations with anything.
Zoe.
I would.
Ooh, Zoe, that'd
Your
be
dog
cool.
would get put with you.
That'd be
No,
great.
I'd bury him with the DVD of Chud that's in the mail.
It's still on its way.
It's still on its way. But continuing on, you would expect with all the information I've given you that the family would have chosen this doll
Of course.
as the item that
Yeah.
was burned with the daughter.
But something tells me
It's
it
not.
was not.
It was not.
Ooh.
They, for some unforeseen reason, I don't know why it is not described, in their grief, they didn't think about the doll. They burned something else with her. I don't have what that was, but
They chose the wrong doll. They're like, we know she loved one of these.
they didn't burn her with her doll. They burned her with something else. But
they asked the little brothers, like, how much did you spend on that? Nah, maybe we don't burn that. Maybe we can sell it. Get
Jeez.
maybe not this one. We'll give her another one. She likes this one good enough.
yeah, but at that point, that's when things start to take a turn and we start to get more into the paranormal territory.
Okay.
They
Burn something else with the daughter, which just feels so terrible to say. Like,
Yeah.
like saying so casually.
That is really sad. Actually,
Yeah.
that's really sad.
But they put the cremation urn on the mantle, and they put the doll next to it.
So what did it say? What she got burned with?
No,
No.
it didn't go into that much detail.
Okay.
But they have like dates and everything, which is really incredible.
It's very odd that they would leave out exactly what she got burned with.
Yeah.
Like what they sent off with her.
But it is very personal, so it could be something that we wouldn't know about or that the family was very in tune with and didn't really discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll see later on why this doll becomes a little bit more of a well-known thing.
Okay.
Okay.
But they decide they didn't burn the doll with her, but they still want her to have it. So they put the doll next to the cremation urn. And as time passes, the bowl cut grows to shoulder length, and the hair continues to grow. They start freaking out. They're like, why is the doll's hair growing?
Chia pet.
He bought a daggone chia pet.
So this short cut goes down to shoulder length, and they are eventually like, they're taken by the belief that Kikuko has now possessed the doll and is living in it. And people started to question this doll, wondering like what's going on with it. And with that, the typical paranormal fare starts to take place in the household. Rumors started to abound of things happening, stuff moving, stuff like that. You know, your traditional haunting. And this continued until the brother kind of takes it from the family and holds on to it for himself. And the hair keeps growing, shoulder length and beyond.
Do we know how much further in time this was?
This was prior, so started in 1918. This would probably be like 10 years after, 20 years after. Like, the hair is continuing to grow.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to figure out how long has this hair been growing, apparently? Like, how long did it take them to notice after she was gone?
I don't have a after it, like how long it took to notice, but I do know that, so the brother took it, held on to it, and was eventually conscripted to join World War II. And at this time, instead of holding on to it, because he didn't know how long he would be gone or if he would ever return, and his family wouldn't take it back because of the paranormal activity surrounding it, apparently. That is unsubstantiated, but is rumored. The family wouldn't take it back. For some reason, people assumed that it was the haunting tied to it. And because of this, Suzuki didn't take it with him to war, didn't keep it at his house. He took it to a local temple and entrusted the monks there to watch after it.
It's like walking in with like a nuclear reactor. Like, take this.
He comes back. He comes back, and they're just all dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
and
so
the doll's
fucked up.
just sitting there, got like wrapped around, and the hair is just holding on to
Well,
people.
this isn't an Annabelle situation. It's like, it's his little sister.
Yeah, and all you said so far, like just minor stuff's happened,
Yeah,
and then the hair's grown, so that's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, kept at the local temple, the occurrences surrounding the doll continue. And the hair keeps getting longer. So the monks hold a ceremony inviting people to watch them cut the hair of the doll.
Oh, this sounds like
That's
a great
your first
idea.
mistake.
So they go through, they have people watch them cut the hair back into the Okapa shape bowl cut. Years later, the hair grows back to shoulder length. And this has been verified. The hair is actually growing on this doll, and no one knows why. At least, there is no consistent theory as to why.
I might be being misled right now. I'm gonna sound like a fool, but that is actually to me the creepiest story out of all of them. I think that one's the image of that is a lot scarier than the other two, because the other two is just like pretty standard. Like, I guess the fire is maybe not, but like pretty standard like folklore story. This is like, I don't know, just something about it is so unique and so different that I really like this one a lot.
And that's why I saved it for last. I was like reading through this. I was like, man, there is a theory that I'll get to, but I don't think it has a grounding.
And now you said this has been verified.
Yes, the length of the hair has changed. And it has been measured. It has been observed. People have seen that this is human hair and it is growing. And so going further on that human hair part, these dolls, which I learned later on in my research, were made by taking long pieces of human hair and folding them in half and gluing them. And this is where the theory comes in, that the glue is breaking down and the hair is pushing up further through. But the fact that they've cut it, I think multiple times now, and it is still getting longer, is a little bit intriguing. We would have to see, like, have them break open the doll itself to see.
And they would never do that.
And they would never do that. But the fact that it's been 1918, it's been over 100 years and the hair's still growing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that hair would have run its course a long time ago if it was just some glue was letting loose the hair. Like, and you're talking about however many years before the monks apparently even got this.
Yeah.
And how long would the hair have been at that point to then cut it? Like, what I'm saying is if you have this much hair on a doll and it then goes to this long, and like, that's a lot of hair.
That's already, and that's like, that's double.
Yeah.
From here to here is about double. And the way this is described, these dolls are made, is it's folded in half.
Yeah.
If it reaches here, it's already unfolded.
Already reached its full length.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So I haven't seen pictures of this doll, but there are pictures out there of Okiku. During my research, I forgot to grab and put them in here to show you guys. Actually, I have Google.
Yeah. It'll be going up on the screen right now.
This one to me is the most interesting, especially because it's like the
Oh,
doll.
boy.
Like,
Oh boy.
I don't like that.
So this is the actual doll. right here. That is Okiku.
Yep, and my hate for dolls continues.
And they,
I bet it was a cute doll 100 years ago.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty cute. This is the original.
And that's
So
what
it-
it is
Oh,
now.
It's shoulder
shit.
length in there. Yeah, so I was thinking it was more of a bowl cut. We'll kind of put this up and show you
Yeah,
guys.
I'll put an image here.
But this is the difference. And it's been cut before and grown back to this length.
Yeah, like unless like they stuffed it full of hair and it's just like sprouting out, like that's like, because that's like shoulder length, a little below shoulder. That's down to her knees.
Yeah.
On this side, unless that's just her robe and I can't see between the colors. But like from right here, that's almost down to her knees.
So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Twice over it has grown to this length. And unless they had unless the monks are lying and they replaced the doll at some point.
Yeah, true.
But still, if you're talking about just folded hair and it's like here, going down to like her knees is still way longer than that hair should have been.
Yeah.
So the story about the girl, though, where does that come from? Is that a firsthand or is that a folklore story that has been passed down?
That is the monks give that story,
Okay.
and the family gave that story beforehand.
Okay.
So it is two different sources
Okay.
coming forward with this.
Okay.
And
Did the brother make it back?
Oh,
I
wow.
don't think he
Probably not.
did. I do not
Probably
believe.
not.
Yeah.
Those guys had it pretty bad. The Japanese they got roughed up pretty bad.
Yeah. Hoorah.
And then if they came home and they lived in either Hiroshima or Nagasaki,
It got even worse.
they got worse. So
yeah.
that is very interesting. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Japanese have such good
I
folk,
know.
folk
Have
stories
some
like that.
great stories.
They're way better than ours. Ours are just like, I came home and there were notes on the ground. It's like, I don't fucking care. Like, grow some hair on that doll or something. God,
Grow some balls. I mean, grow some hair on the balls.
that's not where I was going with that. Not where I was going with that.
Well, it sounded like that saying.
I know,
but,
I know,
yeah.
I know. But that is way more interesting because it's so subtle. It's not something it's like so. When you think of like a haunted doll, you're thinking like, oh, it's gonna like get me at night or something like that. That one's just like such a subtle, almost like if you didn't know, it wouldn't scare you.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's almost information, what's it called? Information hazard.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it feels to me.
So, is this doll still on display? Like, can you go see this doll?
I believe that specific people, like if you were in good graces with the monks, and I like, what I'm saying
Me
is,
and the monks are tight, man.
is you have to have like a good standing, like maybe a religious standing with them to visit this temple. But if you are able to visit this temple, you're able to see the doll.
Ooh.
It is not like so restrictive that like only 10 people a year can see it. It's like if you can go to the temple, you can see the doll, but you have to be, I think, religiously involved with maybe Shintoism, and don't quote me on that. I'm just assuming with the region, like.
Because that would just be really interesting to see if it's still on display.
Yeah.
Like, to
Yeah.
try to go at some point to ever see that.
I think there's like a video on it, like a
Yeah.
someone's
Like a time lapse.
Dude,
Like,
it's-
I want to see a picture.
if it's in a temple, probably not.
No, there's not. There's no way. The troubling thing was like religious, because it's a religious artifact, kind of. It's not. They don't worship it, but it is in a religious setting.
Yeah.
They typically like. That's a big problem with like certain things that people will go looking
Very-
for. It's like,
very
we're not gonna let you in. We don't want anyone to film this. We don't want the outside world to know about this. This is for us. This is our
Yeah.
sort of thing. So I doubt it. Maybe. I mean, we can certainly look that up. Maybe there's some research out there or something, or some interesting theories. But yeah, I don't know. That's definitely my favorite one.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot.
I saved that one for last because it made me the most like intrigued. It's
Yeah.
like
So, is this where we find out that there's like actually a human scalp underneath or something? It's been somehow
that would be
fed,
nuts. That'd be
Yeah.
creepy.
like
Just the visual of the doll itself growing hair is
Yes.
such a unique, weird, outlandish, just absurd almost, but it's so cool and creepy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the scary thing about it is how subtle it is. It's not
Well-
something you would ever expect.
yeah, and like on that point, it's not like every other haunted doll thing you hear, like where all of a sudden all this evil stuff evil stuff like follows it and like destructive. It was like, yeah, its hair started growing.
Just like a passive.
Yeah, it was like we put it next to the urn because we decided not to burn it with her because apparently it wasn't her favorite thing.
It could have been maybe they associated with her so much that like they
Oh,
thought
it was hurt too much
we
for them
want
to get
we
rid
want
of
her
it?
to rest with it, maybe.
And
Like,
I think that was, I didn't write that down, but I do think that was a theory, is that it reminded them so much
Right.
of Kikuko.
right.
That they
She
did.
had short black hair, it had short black hair, there was some sort of like association there.
Yeah.
It would have made sense that like it would have hurt too much, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But could you imagine having that thing sitting there and you're just going about your life and then like, I don't know, a year later or something, you look at it and you're like, man, that looks a little different.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of look at it and be like,
I've
what's going on with
fucking
that?
chills, dude. If I saw that, I'd be like,
And it's like,
oh shit.
all right. I mean, would you like sit there and really go, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it's the same. It just looks different like today. And then like, I don't know, a couple months later, you look at it again, you're like, no, that's definitely getting longer.
Yeah.
Like that was not that long before.
It's great because it plays to the sense of paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's any people that were like, that saw it at the temple and were like with their kids and they've maybe passed that down to people around.
That's what I'm interested in.
That really like that's the biggest thing to me is like they apparently had people come in to watch them cut this hair.
Yeah.
And it's like, so how many witnesses are out there
Exactly.
that have
Yeah.
seen that?
Yeah.
And it, like, that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
I love this one. Zach?
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm bought in.
Yeah. And like, I'm hoping that this is all the information that's out there because obviously there's a information gap. You've got a translation. Like a lot of the time, stories like this won't make their full jump across the water as proverbially used. But like, all the information I found in the 4 or 5 websites I read through, it was like, this is everything. And the only debunking is the glue, but the length doesn't make sense with the ungluing.
Yeah.
I
That
mean-
picture kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Zach said, unless they stuff the whole doll with like
Just a hair
3
monster.
heads worth of like hair and it's just slowly falling out, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. So what about you, Matt? How are you feeling?
I'd like to see like another doll that's similar to it, like made, and just like compare them. Like ask them, like, have you had this problem?
Yeah, it
Have
can't be
you-
the only one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. It can't be. So
If he bought it from somebody, unless that person was tailor making like specific dolls, like he only made one of a kind dolls.
The way it talks about it, it implies that this is a common thing.
Okay.
I would imagine it's a very common doll, so you would think if other people were having these experiences, someone would notice
Yeah.
and say something.
And
Yeah.
they do, their hair does expand over time, but it's not to the extent of Kikuko. And like after the hair cutting ceremony, typically you cut these things' hairs once and it's there.
I would not be comfortable.
It
with
is
that.
back, like it is
Yeah.
grown back. So there's a lot, like obviously there's evidence that's like, okay, well there are other ones' hairs do grow, but it's nowhere near the extent of Kikuko. And yeah,
I think our next adventure, spooky time, we go see Kikuko,
yeah.
and we give her the fade.
Oh,
Let's give her a nice cut.
yeah.
And then
We're never getting let in. We're
welcome back to Japan.
I want to give her a fade so bad.
I like your cut, G.
Yep, and we get kicked out.
And that's it.
All right.
We did it.
So I hope everyone enjoyed this episode of the Witching Hour podcast.
Yeah.
It was the first time for us trying something like this. So if you have any suggestions for ideas, topics, or ways that we can improve it, just leave them in the comments below. And make sure to like and subscribe. And remember, it's always spooky time.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys.
God bless.